Alistair here with All Spa Repairs and the Hot Tub Shop. Okay, I have a whole bunch of props here and we're going to go over as many things as I can to help you make a more educated choice with the hot tub you're about to drag home to your family. So the first thing I'm going to touch on is filtration. It's by far one of the most important things for a hot tub because it's what keeps it clean. But what does it really mean? What are the different facts that go into what makes a good filtration system? And you're going to hear all sorts of crazy things about patented technology and silver laced nonsense and antimicrobial this and that, and the reality is gallons per minute. That's what really comes down to. How much water am I passing over my filter? So this is a circulated pump. This is going to give you 25 to 35, possibly even 45 gallons per minute of filtration. 1.5 water line in, 1.5 water line out. This is going to get lots of water through your filter. This is not a circulating pump. Look at that thing. We got 3/4 in, 3/4 out, very little flow. It's a magnetic drive circulating pump, so it means it has no center shaft, which means it takes very little for this thing to get off center, and they crap out after about 4 years and they're expensive to replace. Filters. Little filter, big filter. Makes no difference. Unless you take it out and you rinse it and you clean it on the regular, it doesn't matter how much fabric you're passing that water through. If I put 100 gallons per minute of water through this and 100 gallons per minute of water through this, I get the same filtration. It just means this one's a little easier to clean. Okay, let's talk about your jet pumps. This is a 48 frame motor, okay? The size of the motor. They run hot. They don't have nearly as many windings and they tend to use more power. Not ideal for a hot tub. This is a 56 frame motor. Way more windings, doesn't run as hot, you're gonna get a lot more life out of it. Now, when it comes to name brands, don't have to worry about it too much. Nowadays with the market, Waterways is typically the #1 that's being used. However, Chinese pumps are becoming more apparent on the market, and we do have parts to fix them and replace them, so it doesn't really matter what you get your hands on. You just want 56 frame motor. Horsepower, whew, that's a whole other story. There's lots of different ways that they tell it. It's brake horsepower, special horsepower, regular horsepower. It can be confusing. You want to look at amps. Okay, how many amps does my pump draw? Typically 12 amps. That's going to run you a 4 horsepower motor. That's what you're looking for ideally. 4, 5s are going to give you lots of oomph through your jets. Now, let's talk about jets for a second here. Waterways again. Waterways, Waterways, Waterways. That is the biggest company in the market. Nowadays, their jets on thread. Okay? They have threaded parts. The jet body actually threads into place and locks. Half a twist left and right gives you your on and off position. They used to be clip-ins, and so a lot of the older style stuff is being faded out, so you don't want to get your hands on something you can't get parts for anymore. A threading in jet is ideal. All right, next on the docket, construction. Skirt. This is what you're going to see. This is what's going to take the damage. This is when it gets exposed to the sun, exposed to the elements, okay? This is plastic, poly-steel plastic. Does not scratch, does not dent, does not sun fade, does not warp. This stuff you can beat the crap out of and it will survive. This is synthetic material, okay? Looks lovely when it's sprayed with WD-40 and nice and shiny. However, it's hard, it's brittle, it cracks, okay? Over the years it will sun fade and it's very difficult to work with. #1, you can't get it. This product is shipped in overseas, it's not available locally, and it doesn't respond very well to adhesives. That means when you're trying to put it together, you end up stapling it into a hard product, and over the years these staples wear out, this backing piece falls off and your whole skirt falls to pieces. Now, at the end of the day, you want a hot tub you can get into. That is by far my biggest thing when it comes to a hot tub. How do I access it when I need to work on it in the future? Every hot tub is a great hot tub for the first 10 years. And then what? Then what happens, okay? You want to have a hot tub that has at least bare minimum a frame, okay? Can I take my sides off? Can I get in? Can I access my plumbing? Now you can see here, this is a hot tub we've been working here in the shop. I have removed all of this ugly, horrible half-pound expansion foam. You know, ideally, sure, great insulator when it's dry. But when something goes wrong and it gets exposed to moisture, because that's what a hot tub is, a big bucket of water, that moisture goes right into your insulation, just like a lovely sponge. And that does not insulate. In fact, it does even worse, because the majority of hot tub manufacturers cannot work with pressure-treated lumber inside. So most of their frames are built with unpressure-treated lumber. You get that wet insulation against your framework and you have rot. More importantly, this is a great home for rats, mice, squirrels, raccoons. They get in there and they make nests out of this stuff and they make a real mess of things, okay? What you really want, sorry if I move around too much, this is just regular old household insulation, rock salt insulation. Okay, it's designed for basements. It doesn't allow mild or mold to grow, it doesn't pick moisture, and ideally you want to put it in a nice sealed bag like this. So when someone like me has to come and work on your hot tub, I take the panel off, I remove the insulation nicely, I make a quick repair, put it all back together again, we move on. Now, I don't know if you can see, up here I have a slight, a hot tub up here, you can maybe zoom in on. This is an open hot tub. I've removed the side. I've taken out the bagged insulation. You can see how easy it is to access all the equipment. We have a galvanized steel frame that's going to have no rot issues, no rust issues, and it's going to be something that's going to last you for the next 25 to 30 years. Now, moving forward here, I'm going to show you the worst case scenario. It doesn't matter if you have a cedar skirt or that synthetic stuff that I showed you there. Having a hot tub with a single piece skirt that goes all the way around is a death sentence for your hot tub. As soon as you spring a leak in a hot tub designed like this, it is a real joy to get into. But don't worry, I've got putty to fix that. Inside here, there is absolutely no framework. It's all half-pound expansion foam, and that's it. Once you get a leak, it's game over. Well, hopefully, that was a little bit of insight on what to look for in your hot tub. From everyone here at All Sport Repairs, happy hot tubbing.